What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Reg, aka Mr. Intensity.
And I'm Alana, aka Mrs In10sity.
And our job is to
invoke thought
and help awaken the world's consciousness.
One person at a time.
Hopefully that person is you. Now, this video is about debunking all the excuses that I've heard over the years.
Yeah, including from myself.
With intermittent fasting.
I'm not even gonna lie. I had some excuses in the beginning myself.
So I figured I'd make a video so I can kind of debunk the excuses, because I'm doing a lot of consultations since I had the intermittent fasting special. I'm putting a lot of people in programs, and when I do intermittent fasting consultation and explain what they have to do, some people don't understand the importance of doing certain things because of the way society has us. And I'm going to talk about some excuses, because maybe they're your excuses of why you may have not done intermittent fasting, or you may be afraid to do it, or have held you back from getting your results while intermittent fasting. Now, when it comes down to creating a program, I obviously do that, and I'm running a special for 75% off of my normal price to create your program. And it's very structured to help you out for 30 days. And I can guarantee you'll lose body fat in 30 days. I don't worry about the actual weight. I'm actually going to put that on as number 11. But I wrote down 10 things about intermittent fasting that I'm going to debunk right now in this video. The first one, that's too long not to eat.
Come on, guys.
Listen.
Come on, guys.
But I have to understand it, because a long time ago,
I was like that too.
I was like that too.
16 hours seemed like a long time.
16 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours without eating. You think that you might die.
The thought of 24 hours scared me to death.
Yeah. And the way your body adapts to what you do is amazing. If you want to eat donuts and cakes and cookies all day, for the first, say if you was healthy your whole life, like say if I ate cookies and donuts right now, after being detoxed and being healthy for a period of time, I would get sick. I would be on the toilet, and because my body's not adapted to that. But some people can eat that stuff all day and their body's fine and their bodies adapt to it. Now, when you do the intermittent fasting for the first time and you start to transform your body, you will pretty much go through a detox. Your body detoxes itself, and it cleans itself out. This is why I always recommend, while you're fasting, always drink the majority of water while you're fasting, because you need to drink water while you're fasting. But when you break your fast, obviously you don't drink a lot of water because you're eating. You're trying to get your food in.
Right, exactly.
Now, they say it's too long. It's not. It's actually necessary. It's actually the way you're designed, and which is my next one. Intermittent fasting isn't safe for humans. Okay, it's not safe for aliens. I don't know how to design, but I know how you're designed. And if you look at the simplicity, but also the complication of the way you're designed, you were designed to not eat every 3 hours.
Right,
you were designed to eat maybe once a day, maybe once every other day, and live off of just water. So you have to understand, if you understand this is how you were designed, when you go through the process of your body adapting to intermittent fasting, you will understand that once you start to really get the benefits from it, you will feel lighter, you will feel better, you will lose body fat, because no human on earth is actually meant to be obese.
Right, exactly.
When you understand that, you understand that that's actually is what is the best for humans, because our bodies are not meant to be digesting food all the time, every day. How is our, like you see a cut, right? You get a cut on your arm, right? You put a Band-Aid on it. If that cut always got hit all the time and picked without no Band-Aid, that cut wouldn't heal right? Right. So if you understand how the exterior of your body is designed to heal, it helps you understand how the interior of your body is how it's supposed to heal too. And if you understand that your body is supposed to have a little bit of a rest from here and there, 16, 12, 20 hours or 24 hours once a week, then you will understand that you are actually meant to do this every day, all the time. Now, fasting is not a diet. That's what I also heard. I'm tired. Bless you.
Sorry.
I'm tired of diets, right? I don't want to do another diet. It's not a diet. It's a meal timing.
Yes, it is.
You're eating the same amount of calories as you would be eating in your day.
Right.
You're just doing it in a smaller window.
In a condensed form.
Yeah, you're doing it in a condensed form. Now, the next one. This is what you said a little while ago.
Yes, I did.
Will I go into starvation mode? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does starvation mode mean?
Starvation mode seems to me like, okay, if you go into starvation mode, your body's going to hold on to fat more. You see what I'm saying? That's what I thought for a second.
Okay.
For 1 second, but I remember that Mr. In10sity told me about this a long time ago, and I totally forgot for that for that moment.
Okay.
So my bad.
This is why
So I'm assuming.
This is why I'm marrying her, because she's my most challenging student. She's my most. She still asks me questions from like a year ago, like, yo, you supposed to have got this already. I guess I'm gonna have to marry you.
Okay, you know what? I just enjoy hearing your consultations and your advice.
No. Anyway.
Hey,
alright, whatever. She gets
enjoy
in a freezer, whatever. She'll use me to the end. But okay, so let's go into the After if you don't eat the right amount of calories within that window, you won't go into starvation mode, but your body's going to want energy. So say you eat like at 10 o'clock and you don't eat until like 4, right? That means your body's going to take that food you ate and it's going to store it as fat for energy because it's not getting more. Now, after you say you eat all your calories in your window or your macros, I don't deal in calories, I deal in macros, right? Whenever I get somebody program, I give them macros. I don't care about the calories because if you're at 2,000 calories a day, you can literally eat a whole cake, and that's 2,000 calories right there.
But we don't want to eat a cake, right?
No, but some of them do. That's why they need me.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you eat a whole cake and that's 2,000 calories, that's 2,000 calories of carbs, sugar, and garbage. You want to ratio those out, like so protein, carbs, and fat. You want to have a nice ratio.
Right.
And everybody's ratio is different depending on their activity level, depending on their age, depending on their height, and depending on their weight. Maintain, lose, gain, or stay at your weight. Doesn't matter. But you won't go in starvation mode if you get all your calories within you. Like I pretty much call it filling your tank up and just driving to New York. So from where I'm at, if you just fill your tank up and stop trying to fill it up halfway, or putting 10 regular in all the time, you literally just go straight to New York. Just fill your tank up and call it a day.
Right.
The next one is, okay, a lot of y'all have seen the Terry Crews video.
Yes.
Which puts you on to intermittent fast. Okay, I've been talking about this for the longest, but now when Star says it, you kind of understand. Terry Crews is a physical specimen. Would we agree?
Yes.
He's a physical specimen, right? And he's muscle and no body fat, and he's older. So this debunks the myth that you think you can't do it while you're older too. I'm too old. That's what's going to get my next one. But Terry Crews has been doing this for a long time, and he does the window of 16 to 8. He fasts for 16 hours and he eats for 8. Now somehow Terry Crews still maintains all his muscle. Why? How? Right? Well, here's the thing about Terry Crews. Terry Crews is on steroids, but he's on his own body steroids. His own body creates steroids. I got you, right?
You got me.
His own body creates steroids, which means is his human growth hormone is heightened while he's fasted, and he works out while he's fasted. That means that when he eats, he'll put on twice the amount of muscle, which is what keeps him, and also he'll burn twice the amount of body fat, which keeps his body fat low. You ever seen somebody like bulking in the gym? They're bulking, but they're not cut at all. That means that they're just probably eating a lot, but they're not cutting. What intermittent fasting allows you to do is cut and bulk at the same time. The absence of body fat makes the presence of muscle, and then you have the perfect specimen yourself. You're ripped, you're not a lot of body fat, and you look great. So let's kill that right there. All right. So you will gain muscle on intermittent fasting. As we speak, I'm bulking.
Me too.
Doing intermittent fasting, and I have 52 days to prove after I said that I was going to do it in 60 days and look different. I have 52 days to do it. I've been going hard like crazy.
He sure has been, guys.
Every morning, 5 o'clock
in the morning.
Now the next one, I'm working an overnight job, and it's impossible for me to do intermittent fasting. Well, I can actually speak on this now because from September to the beginning of February, I had an overnight job. I actually had 2 of them. The first one was some bullcrap temporary joint at Walmart I couldn't stand for more than 2 months because, and that was to take care of my family because my business wasn't going good at the time. It's going great now, but it wasn't going good at the time. So I had to get a job because that's what happens, So I was working from 10 to 7, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I was doing intermittent fasting. Now, if you want me to teach you how to do it, I can teach you how to do it. But I was doing intermittent fasting at that window. I just made sure, certain windows were closing while certain windows were opening, and I was still getting my results like that. So you can do it and also, I did even a harder job. I was working 12-hour shifts at Amazon. And if anybody knows about Amazon, they work you like you're slaves over there. All right, they work you like you're slaves, and you're using a ton of energy. So if you want me to teach you how to do it when you're doing an overnight shift, you can do it. Don't tell me you can do it. It's all in the mind. Because in the beginning, I made the same excuses you did. I said, it's too much. I made a lot of excuses. It's all about you and your mind. Right?
Exactly.
The next one. I'm too old to intermittent fast. Well, maybe you would live longer if you did intermittent fasting. Let's keep it real. Now, they did a study on rats in 1960s and in the 2000s, and it said that it doubled the lifespan of an average mouse. Now, I'm not sure how long they live, but I had hamsters, and they're like the same, and just without a tail. And my hamsters lived probably the longest hamster lived was about 3 years. That was my sister's hamster called Adrena, right? She was the longest. She lived for about 3 years. Now, they were able to double the lifespan of most animals they use it on, because if you're not eating constantly, which you feed these animals constantly, it actually takes them out their habitat, which means that they pretty much, their body's healing, which means they're living longer because the insides are healing. Obviously, if you cut yourself, like I said before, and your skin will actually be able to regenerate and look healthier if you didn't pick it or mess with it. You know, how good have you been feeling since your digestion has been healed?
I've been really feeling good. Honestly, like I remember when I wasn't doing intermittent fasting, I would feel like bloating and even nausea, guys, for no apparent reason. Just
irritable bowel syndrome.
Irritable, yeah, and it was
stomach problems,
everything. And as soon as I started, and the feeling of being full all the time. Ridiculous. And I said to myself, something has to give, and I was doing intermittent fasting before that, right? So I started back intermittent fasting, and I stuck to it for the past 3-4 months now, and I have been feeling really good. You hardly have any instances where I have those ailments, those bloating, the stomach problems and all that stuff. Even around my period. So that's actually a really good thing.
Okay, so it makes your menstrual cycle a lot easier, right?
Absolutely. Okay. Along with the supplements.
Okay, along with the supplements, of
yes.
course. Now, here's the next one I heard. People ask me about black seed. Now, I got a new brand of black. I actually broke the top, so now I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But I got a new brand of black seed because they ran out of my old brand, right? I guess we put them out of business.
Yes.
So this is the brand of black seed that I use now. This is probably the best one that I've tasted.
Yeah.
Well, the strongest one that I've tasted so far. And people ask me, well, how do you take black seed if you're doing fasting? Because black seed says 44 calories and it's 5 grams of fat, right? So that pretty much means 5 grams of fat means it's about 45 calories, because for every 1 gram of fat, that is 9 grams of calories, right? So now, if you look at it like that, okay, so if this isn't really going to break my fast, because anything over 35 calories will break my fast, well, common sense says, instead of taking it says 1 teaspoonful is 5 grams. So if you want to not break your fast, you want to have a half a teaspoonful of black seed, when you are fasted, which means you won't break your fast because it's not over 35 calories. So a half a teaspoonful of this is about, I don't know, what is it, 22 and a half. 22 and a half calories, which won't break your fast. So if you are consuming black seed while you're taking your fast, then maybe you should do half a teaspoonful.
Right.
Okay? This is a great brand black seed. I'll put this in my description if you want some.
Yep.
Now, people also say I get headaches if I don't eat. Well, in the beginning, you will get headaches. You will feel weakness. You will feel stressed. And it's your body adapting to what you're doing.
Right.
Just like I say, the analogy of cookies and cakes, you will be going through a little bit of a withdrawal because you're going to want, and you're going to be craving because your body's already used to it. So your body's going to be expecting you to eat. Well, when you train your body, because your body does whatever you tell it to do. So if you tell your body to not eat and do it for an extended period of time, your body will soon adapt and adjust to it, and you'll be just fine. Another one is people say that the macros that I'm given, it's too much and I'm gonna get full. Well, in the beginning, think about it like this: if you're somebody who eats like once or twice a day, right, or just maybe 3 times a day, or you're eating once a day. Most people eat, they gain weight from eating once a day, right? Because all the food that you eat becomes fat because you need to eat more than that. Your body's energy out, energy in. Your body needs more energy than the food you're giving it. So your body's already used to it. So it's figuring out how to survive, which is storing the fat, preferably in your stomach. Now, if you pretty much eat more, in the beginning, you're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to try to stuff yourself a little bit, and eventually you're going to become hungrier because your body's going to learn how to disperse the food, and your intestinal line will stretch, which means it will get used to it. Now, how hard was it for you to, in the beginning, eat as much as you need to actually put muscle on and to lose weight at the same time?
Well, okay, my problem in the beginning was I think I was eating way too many carbs, being a vegetarian.
How'd you cope with that, being a vegetarian, eating carbs and trying to find protein?
Oh, what I ended up doing was like getting like this vegan based protein powder. And sometimes when I'm like in need of protein and I've gone over my carbs, I would just drink like a shot of protein powder.
So what, like,
and milk.
Describe a shot for me of protein powder that you would have.
Like it will be like one of the caps of the protein powder.
About 27 grams.
Like 27 grams. Yeah, 25 to 27 grams, and almond milk or water. And I was just drinking in a small cup or however large the cup is for you. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. So that's how you handle it.
That's how I handle it.
Okay. Now, so as you know, if you want to go ahead and take that route, take that route. But like she said, that's the way she handles it. So I mean,
I have a different way now though.
So what's your way now?
Right, I just don't even bother anymore.
You don't bother, okay?
Like I just don't really when it comes to the protein, I know I have the spirulina that has protein. I take chia seeds, I eat cauliflower, and I feel as though I have a good amount of protein in my diet nowadays, as opposed to the carbs that I was eating mostly before.
Okay.
So that's why I don't really think about it as much anymore.
Okay. All right. Now here's a big one. I wrote this down because all right. People say if I have a number of ailments like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, things of that nature, I can't do intermittent fasting. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether to do intermittent fasting or not because you have an ailment. If you're taking medication, obviously the medication will be affecting, if you're doing intermittent fasting because obviously, a good and a bad cannot exist in the same. You figure out which one is good and bad. I'm not going to tell you which one. But it has been known to reduce the number of ailments such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and it has been known to reduce the symptoms or prevent type 2 diabetes because because you're insulin, right? Now, when you're fasted, your insulin is really low because you're not consuming anything. Even if you're eating low insulin sensitive things like like veggies all day throughout the day, your insulin still remains low. Now, with intermittent fasting, it has been known to reduce the symptoms of type 2 diabetes severely because obviously you're becoming healthier. And if you break your fast for something healthy, then obviously. But if you really do have diabetes and it's really serious, you might want to look into my other videos about diabetes and what that is and what you can do to pretty much prevent it. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, and even erectile dysfunction. I did 4 videos about all that stuff individually, and I went heavy in depth with them as well, so you might want to look into that next.
Can I say something about that? From my experience, a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with prehypertension, and that's one of the reasons why I became a vegetarian, so I can, help that. So, and when Mr. In10sity had introduced me to intermittent fasting, honestly, like every single time I go to the doctors right now to just to do a regular checkup, my blood pressure is normal.
Tip top, right?
Tip top for the past how many years I've been
like, why you're here?
Yeah, exactly. They're shocked and they're like, didn't you have?
Weren't you the same person?
I am the same person, but they're surprised. They're shocked. Like you had prehypertension before.
Yeah, bullshit.
But now you're
used to that
really normal. Exactly. And I'm
I would have had full blown if you had did your medication.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And I did not even take the medication that they had prescribed to me back then. Because
what? Your pain is their pleasure.
Exactly.
You gotta flip that.
Exactly. And I said to myself, no, I'm not going to be on high blood pressure medications at all, or pre-hypertension medication at all.
You kind of had it right, because you said you don't want to be on pain medication, but when you take high blood pressure medication, the side effects, you might need pain medication.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't want to be like that. And I felt like I was too young to be going through this. So I thought, hey, since I started the intermittent fasting, normal blood pressure. Wow, it's like it shocks me every single time. I'm like showing off at the doctor's office every single time, telling them what I do, and they're like, "Wow, okay." They're shocked. You see what I'm saying? So hey.
So you gotta beat the system, because your body is the best thing on earth. You gotta understand that once you start to do this stuff and you start to commit to it, understand that it's all in your mind.
Right.
Once you overcome your mind, your body will feel lighter. You will feel better. You will live longer. Your skin will be clearer. You will be more focused. You will actually hate to eat. I hate to eat because you know why? because it slows me down a little bit. When I'm in my, I do 20 and 4 at least every day.
Every single day.
The reason why I do that is because I am sharp throughout the day. I have my little black coffee, and I'm sharp throughout the day, and I'm focused. I'm clear. My mind is popping right now. And being that I take, black seed, maca, and moringa, and all else, so I take, my pineal gland is wide open, and my ideas are coming to me like never before. Like, I got something new every day. I got a list of stuff I can't even keep up with on my own. Like, when did I start thinking like this? Because I do intermittent fasting. I get all the life in me, and I become more life. Now, the last myth is bull. But it's what you thought. People always say you cannot go to bed with a full stomach. That is the biggest lie there is. I hate going to bed hungry. Yeah. I can't go to bed hungry. Neither can I. I agree. I can't either. Yeah. So you know what I do? I break my fast about 4 or 5 hours, 4 hours before I go to bed.
Right.
So I'll literally eat I'll eat around 5. Okay, say if I'm going to bed at 10, I'll eat at 6, right? I'll break it at 6. Now, you don't have to do 20 and 4s. I do this because my body is used to, I'm used to 20 and 4s. I operate better. I work out, fasted all the time. Now, when I go to bed, I'm consuming about, okay, I'll give you calories because maybe that's your understanding. I can't give you my macro numbers, but because I don't even count my macros anymore. I don't need to. I know how much I gotta eat. I can actually feel my body at this point. We feel our bodies. Yeah. We don't have to count anymore. We've been counting for so long. We already know what we need to consume. I know by looking at her what she needs to tweak just by looking at her. That's how good I am when it comes to intermittent fasting. Now,
he is good, guys.
This is my shit right here.
Yeah.
This is my shit.
I know.
Anyway, this is what I live by. So it's easy for me to teach it. But what I do is I eat from 6 to 10. I consume 3,000 calories between 6 and 10, maybe 3,500 depending on how I feel in that day, right? And I go to bed on a nice full stomach, and I'm so comfortable, and I'm good. And nothing happens. I still lose body fat. I still gain muscle, and I'm good. So don't let nobody tell you can't go to bed with a full stomach. Now, you can't go to bed with a full stomach if you're eating throughout the day. No, they're actually right. Yeah. Because your body's not healing, and your body's storing fat, so that's cool. But if you're doing intermittent fasting, if you're fasting, your window starts or stops whenever you go to bed or whatever, make sure you're good. So this is my intermittent fast excuses debunked. You shouldn't have any real excuses after this video. Anybody can do intermittent fasting unless you're an alien. Unless you're an alien and you're from another planet, I understand why you can't do intermittent fasting. But if you are a human being, you are designed and made to do intermittent fasting, which is why you can drink water for maybe a week or 2 without eating food, and you'll still be alive. Your body will go from eating the food that you have to eating the fat that you have and to eating the muscle you have, and then it goes into the organs, and then you die. It takes a long time for that to happen. You need to understand that intermittent fasting is for everybody. So besides that, this is Coach Reg, aka Mr. Intensity.
And this is Alana, aka Mrs. Intensity.
And our job is to
invoke thought
and help awaken the world's consciousness.
One person at a time.
Hopefully that person is you.